This is sample quiz 5. The answer to number 1 is A. It says to the function f of x equals a to the x plus c is graphed to the right. What is the range? Well, the range of this function would be from here up. So that would be from your asymptote up. So that would be where f of x, which represents the same thing as y, f of x is the same as y, and it has to be greater than or equal to, or no, just greater than your value of c. So that's A. It's just a little bit a different way of looking at it. We've always named the range with y instead of f of x. Consider the function, number 2 is A, 2 to the x plus 2, which is the only number below that is not part of the range. Okay, so this would have an asymptote at y equals 2. So it's going to be everything above 2. A, negative 2, is not above 2. Number 3, the answer is C. It wants to know your interval of increase. Well, this exponential function is always increasing, so that would be from negative infinity to positive infinity. Number 4 is B. It's asking us for the intervals of decrease. This graph is decreasing from here to here. When you name intervals of decreasing, you name the x value. So that's going from negative 3 to negative 1. The lesser number is always on the left in interval notation. Number 5, the answer is D. It wants to know your end behaviors. As x goes to infinity, what does h of x do? So as x is getting closer and closer to infinity, the y is getting closer and closer to that asymptote of negative 4, which is D. Number 6, the answer is A. It wants to know which of these, as x goes left, the y goes to 0. And this is x going to the right, that's going to the right, this is going to the right. This is the only one where it's going to the left at 0. Number 7, the answer is D. It says to determine the y-intercept. Your y-intercept is when you let x equal 0. So we're going to take that equation and put in a 0 for x. 2 to the 0 is 1, and 1 minus 4 is negative 3. So that's the ordered pair 0, negative 3. Number 8 is B, which is the only function that has a different x-intercept. All right, so to find the x-intercept, I have to let y equal 0. So, for the first one, if 0, well, put it over here. For A, if y is 0, that means I'm going to set this equal to 0 and solve it. To solve this, I'm going to add the 4 to the other side. And then I'm going to rewrite this with a base of 2, making it 2 to the 2 equals 2 to the x. When your bases are equal, so are your exponents. That gives us a value of 2. Remember, I'm looking for which one has a different y-intercept than the rest, so I do have to go through each of these. The next one, I'm going to set this one equal to 0. Okay, then when I add 6 to the other side, I have 3 to the x equals 6. There is no integer that I can raise 3 to get 6. You can get a solution, but it's somewhere between 1 and 2, because 3 to the first power is 1, 3 to the second power is 9. All right, so let's go on to C and see what this one gives us. 0 equals 3 to the x minus 9. So I'm going to add the 9 to each side, then rewrite 9 as 3 to the second power. When your bases are equal, your exponents are equal, so I got the same answer as A. B is not the same answer. I don't even need to do D because I can tell B is different than the other two. Which of number 9, your answer is D. Which function below has an asymptote of y equals B? That would, remember that your asymptote, what we're used to seeing is y equals K. In your format, you have y equals A times B to the x minus h plus k, but they've kind of changed the variables around a little bit to where A and B are swapped in their example, but that doesn't matter. I'm looking for plus B on the end because B is where K is. So the only one that has a plus B on the end is D. The next one's looking for the average rate of change, and it wants to know which one is the greatest. So I have to go through all 4 of these to find out which is the greatest. It gives me the x-coordinates of 0 and 1. I have to find the y-coordinates. So for part A, or for the A, I'm going to find a of 0 by replacing x with 0, and that gives me 1. So that was the ordered pair 0, 1. And then a of 1 is 2 to the first power, which is 2, giving the ordered pair 1, 2. Now that I have the ordered pairs, I'm going to find the average rate of change. Remember, that is nothing more than your slope formula, which will be on the milestone test. So y sub 2 is 2 minus y sub 1 is 1 over 1 minus 0. So that gives me 1 over 1, which is 1. Okay, for part B, I've got to go through each one of these and compare their rate of change. For part B, I need to find b of 0, 2 to the 0 plus 3. 2 to the 0 is 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. So that's the ordered pair 0, 4. Now b of 1 would be 2 to the first power plus 3. So 2 plus 3 is 5. That gives me the ordered pair 1, 5. All right, now finding their average rate of change. 5 minus 4 over 1 minus 0. That gives me 1. Okay, for part C, I need to find c of 0. You see the pattern? I have to find the y-coordinates that match each of these x-coordinates. Negative 3 to the 0. Be careful on this. Only the 3 is being raised to the 0 power, not the negative. 3 to the 0 is 1. The negative stays. And negative 1 plus 2 gives you, that's a positive 2, gives you positive 1. Now c of 1 would be negative 3 to the first power plus 2. That's going to be negative 3 plus 2, which is negative 1. All right, so this was the ordered pair 0, 1. This is 0, negative 1. So I have negative 1 minus 1 over 0 minus 0. That's going to give me negative 2. Now I'm looking for the greatest. So far, A and B are greater than C. Now let's look at D. Okay, for D, I'm going to find D of 0, which is 3 to the 0 minus minus 2. So that's 3 minus 2, which is negative 1. That's the order pair 0, negative 1. And D of 1 would be 3 to the 1 power minus 1, which is 1. 1, 1. So your average rate of change is 1 minus negative 1 over 1 minus 0. That's going to be 2. And it wanted to know which was the greatest. That would be D. 2. Okay, that's the end of sample quiz 5.